everyone. I'm Nicole Zarilla.
And I'm Kyle Klakowski, and this is Montclair News Lab.
First, it comes around every 10 years. Why should you care about the census?
New Jersey gets less back for each federal dollar than any other state in the nation. If we don't get a complete count, that gets even worse.
Then, we'll get answers to climate change at this beautiful New Jersey Farm and Research Center.
Our mission is to be leaders in environmental stewardship and inspire our visitors to become informed stewards of the land.
And later on in the show, we asked baby boomers to guess the meaning of some Gen Z slang.
Yeet. No clue what this means.
These stories and more on Montclair News Lab. But first, as the coronavirus outbreak continues to spread, people are left wondering what precautions they can take in order to stay safe. I'm joined by Dr. Patricia Ruiz, the director of the University Health Center at Montclair State University. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Karen.
So I have a few questions. So why is the coronavirus so dangerous?
The coronavirus is partially dangerous because it's a brand new virus, so we don't have experience with it like we have with other viruses, like other cold viruses or even something like chickenpox. So we don't really know how it's going to behave. We don't know exactly how it's transmitted. We don't understand why some people get so sick from it.
Yeah. And what is the university doing about this?
Well, one of the main things we're doing is monitoring the situation because, as you know, it's changing almost hour to hour. So we're monitoring the situation. We have students who are studying abroad. Mm-hmm. We have students who are getting ready to travel abroad for their, spring break programs, summer programs. So we're monitoring the situation, taking recommendations from places like the World Health Organization, CDC, to see what they're recommending.
So, like you said, for those students who are studying abroad, what should they be doing in order to keep themselves safe from this disease?
They need to do the same things that students here are doing, which is simple hygiene practices, washing their hands, covering your mouth when you cough or sneeze into your elbow, maintaining distance from sick people. Just common sense things really helps with preventing the spread of the illness.
So that also transfers over to us here.
Yes.
Even if we're not going abroad. And let's say, I know spring break is coming up. A lot of us have plans to go out.
That's right.
What should we be doing?
Wash your hands is a really effective way of stopping the transmission. Wash your hands at least 20 seconds, cough into your elbow, stay away from sick people. If you are sick, don't go out.
Okay. Thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Ruiz, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
With the 2020 census count approaching, we go to our field reporter, Katrina Davis, on the streets of Montclair.
We're here on the streets of Montclair, and it's streets like these where a complete census count is critical. 2020 marks the beginning of a new decade, which means the United States will yet make another attempt to count every individual living within its borders. This year's census will affect New Jersey residents more than ever before. Here's News Lab reporter Taylor Risley with the story.
Starting on March 12th, households across the country will begin receiving instructions in the mail on how to fill out the 2020 census either online, by phone, or by mail. Counting every person living in the U.S. is no small task and can have major consequences on both state and local communities if the count is not accurate. Not only does the census determine the number of seats for each state in the House of Representatives, but also determines the amount of federal funding state and local communities receive. And in New Jersey, more than 1.9 million people live in hard-to-count areas, which include low-income and rural neighborhoods. Recently, a rally was held at Montclair State University where Representative Mikey Sherrill spoke about the importance of the census.
Many of you may be concerned, like I am, that New Jersey gets less back for each federal dollar than any other state in the nation. If we don't get a complete count, that gets even worse.
New Jersey Secretary of State Taisha Way also spoke about how the data from the census is used and what programs could be affected if the count is not accurate.
Ultimately, an estimated $23 billion in federal funding is at stake. and $300 million goes towards programs to provide career and technical education, and businesses of every size use census data to determine where to locate or grow their businesses.
I spoke to students around campus about the importance of the 2020 census.
There are a lot of different ethnicities and just demographics in general that we need to be aware of and be educated on.
Because if there are a lot more people that are in poverty in a certain area, then perhaps we know that we need more funding to help them there.
With so many government-funded programs in jeopardy, representatives say it is important that New Jersey residents fill out the census and make sure they are counted. From Montclair News Lab, I'm Taylor Risley.
For more information on the 2020 census, please visit www.census.gov. Now back to you, Nicole.
As we learn more about the effects of climate change, we turn to a farm and environmental center in Hillsborough, New Jersey, that may provide some of the answers. Jeremy Wall reports.
As the nation and the world are being consumed by the effects of climate change, some solutions are being tested in this bucolic setting in the middle of New Jersey called Duke Farms.
Duke Farms is all about sustainability. From its farming methods to energy efficiency to recycling everything they use, these are the practices that can help everyone fight climate change.
The 2,700-acre farm was originally established back in 1893 by entrepreneur James Duke, who's known for founding the American Tobacco Company and later Duke University. Duke died in 1925 and passed down his fortune to his only daughter, Doris, who had a different vision for the land. Doris Duke, known as the world's richest girl, was also a lifelong environmentalist with a keen interest in conservation. In her will, she expressed her interest in the preservation of wildlife, both flora and fauna, and in supporting ecological endeavors. In 1964, Duke Farms officially opened its trails and garden to the public, and to this day, gives its visitors a glimpse of what an eco-friendly, sustainable world looks like. The farm is both an educational and environmentally friendly nature preserve, as well as a cutting-edge facility. John Wagger is the Deputy Executive Director of Duke Farms.
Our mission is to be leaders in environmental stewardship and inspire our visitors to become informed stewards of the land. The first part of our mission, we do ecological research. The second part of our ecological stewardship mission is agroecology. So we run a big farming operation here. We have over 60 head of cattle.
Agroecology is just a fancy word for environmentally friendly farming to ensure that the food produced is natural and uses less chemicals.
We have a big vegetable growing operation, the largest allotment-style community garden in the country. So we're really modeling our farming practices to show how you can do farming and do it in a way that's climate friendly.
Duke Farms explores how to get the most out of the least amount of energy, from its heating and cooling to its solar panels. 200,000 visitors travel here every year, including Ramapo sophomore journalism major Tori D'Amico, who's looking to use her voice to fight for solutions on her own campus.
We're looking at trying to get industrial composting, biodegradable cutlery in the dining hall, better recycling awareness so that the recycling isn't getting contaminated, so that it's all going to the right place. We have solar panels in our parking lot, so we're looking at having them power more buildings. But above that, we just, I think, could take a lot of extra measures to be a more green campus.
In the central part of the Garden State, students, environmentalists, and educators look for climate change answers. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Jeremy Wall.
That story was interesting, and I think what's the coolest part is that it's more than just a farm, it's a whole learning experience. We're busy here at MSU, so come on by to check out some of the upcoming events on and around campus. Spin on over to the Alexander Casa Theater to see the Spring Dance Show beginning Wednesday, March 4th through Saturday, March 7th.
Do you like hearing corny jokes? Well, now's your chance to join show creator Joel Hodgson on his Mystery Science Theater 3000, the Great Cheesy Movie Circus Tour, Saturday, March 7th. Tickets are available through wellmonttheater.com.
Feeling innovative? Visualize Montclair as you've never seen it before. With over 60,000 Lego building blocks, the event is located at Montclair Art Museum, Sunday, March 8th. Tickets are available through the Montclair Art Museum website.
This week on Red Hawk Spotlight, we meet Montclair State women's basketball captain Alex McKinnon and hopes for the rest of the team season.
Last year, your season ended in the first round of the NJAC Championship Tournament, breaking a streak of 6 straight titles. How did that motivate you coming into this season?
Yeah, that was a hard way to go out last year. And I think we just felt like we never really reached our full potential. And so that kind of left us hungry to go in this year. And a lot of the returners, we all kind of talked about it at the end of this last season and the beginning of this season. And it was just super motivating. And we were just like, we don't want our season to end like that.
How much would it mean for you to win a championship in your senior year?
It would mean a lot. That's the goal. And I think we're on a really good streak right now to kind of get and reach that goal. Like I said, junior year, that's not how we wanted it to end. So to be able to kind of flip and go out on a win would be awesome.
And that was your goal at the start of the season?
Yeah, that's always the goal, and Jack Championship.
It's time for a photo of the week.
This week's photo comes from Sana Chowdhury. It was taken at halftime during the men's lacrosse scrimmage against Monmouth University.
I love how she really got into that huddle. I would be nervous to get that close in.
Yeah, and he really had his game face on in that photo, and it really shows the spirit of Montclair State, which is so awesome.
That is very true.
If you have a photo you'd like to be featured on our show, send it to us on Instagram at Montclair News Lab. We end this week with something fun. We put some baby boomers to the test. Let's find out if they can guess the meanings of some Gen Z terms.
Periote? Periote? No, you got it. Did you spell this correctly? Period?
Period. Like, period T means done.
End of story. It's over. I'm not even sure the pronunciation on this one, so nothing.
It's over.
Yeet. No clue what this means.
No clue.
To eat.
All right, purely for fun, I would guess that it's a good thing, like a version of yay, like yay, yeet.
I don't get that one. Salty. Now this one I've heard before. Oh God, it's either something you're insulting somebody or you're pleased about something.
I have a hunch that this may be a good thing, like, ooh, that's salty, meaning it's spicy or it's a good thing.
Spicy. Wig. You're freaking out. You're wigging out.
Fake, maybe?
To be bothered or get upset.
And you do the little gesture with it, right?
Fire.
Somebody fired you?
Meaning that's a good thing or that's a cool thing? Like, wow, that's fire.
Fire. Tea. To go drink. Tia?
Like even keel? Tea?
I have a feeling it is not an herbal beverage.
Oh, get the tea. Okay, like the down low.
I think I failed the test if it were a test, but I know I had fun and I learned a lot.
On this quiz, I think I failed.
I don't think I did so well.
I did pretty poorly.
That's the tea. And I'm all shook. Period.
It's honestly hilarious. I could barely even keep up with some of the words nowadays.
Yeah. And I think these professors are now going to be really in the know with all of their students when they're having conversations. I'm really proud, though, that some of them got those terms. Yeah. Catch up with us next week to see the roles reversed as Gen Zers try to guess baby boomer slang.
Follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Montclair News Lab, on Twitter at MSU News Lab, and catch up with us on our website, montclairnewslab.tv, for more. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Zarilla.
And I'm Kyle Klakowski. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.